So a trailer is out for a brand new game called Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and for the most part it looks amazing, but if you just look a little bit closer, we might be in store for another race swap. Before I get into it, if you want to help out the channel, you could support me over on Patreon or consider subscribing, and it would be greatly appreciated. So at first I kind of rolled my eyes at a brand new Marvel game, because when you look at the new Marvel games, not many of them are really that good. Being naive, I went into Marvel's Spider-Man 2 expecting a good game, and what I got was Miles Morales, deaf black girls, feminist ugly MJ, and Peter Parker not being the real Spider-Man, and excluding other pieces of hot garbage like the Avengers that brought in Kamala Khan, the fake Miss Marvel. You also have an up-and-coming Captain America game, which at first I was super excited because I'm pretty sure Amy Hennig, the woman who created Uncharted and Nathan Drake, was going to be the head of this game. Maybe I got that wrong or something, but I was pretty excited, and it seems that wokeness got to that too. Yeah, Captain America's story can be set within World War II, but then you have Black Panther there too, and I'm pretty sure they're just gonna focus on the fact that he's black in World War II. As I said, I just rolled my eyes, but after actually watching the trailer, I'm pretty sure this could be one of the best things Marvel's done in years. And it's actually no surprise because I might be getting off topic here, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic accurate awesome video game Shredder's Revenge, the same people who made that are making this. People who actually care about old school arcade games that actually meant something to people, and they also care about the properties that they're putting into their game, which is shown directly because they're basically adapting the masterpiece Annihilation saga of Marvel into a video game, which I can do nothing other than respect, because the Annihilation storyline is something that Marvel just avoids, and most fans out there as well avoid it like it's the plague, when in reality Annihilation Conquest, the Nova comic run by Abnett Lanning, along with the Guardians of the Galaxy comic run, then the Thanos Imperative, forms one massive saga that plays out like a full series of movies. Or a more accurate description would be like a sci-fi TV show like Farscape, which comics like Nova, Guardians of the Galaxy and Annihilation took heavily from, and it shows. Farscape as a TV show, which I might do a full video on, is a masterpiece. And when you have an epic cosmic saga that basically is taking from that, then you're going to be in for another masterpiece. I don't really buy into modern comics that much, but Annihilation as a sort of modern comic was an absolute success. So with a closer look at this trailer, I saw that they were bringing in the Annihilation wave and Annihilus. Annihilus is an awesome villain who was in Annihilation, and I'm pretty sure he was in the original Avengers Kree-Skrull War, which I might be doing a video on soon. So already I was in on this game, and then I saw that they weren't just adapting that storyline, but they were going to be adding in some other stuff. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it because it's just some retro beat 'em up tribute to the old arcade games. But the fact that you can play as Richard Rider Nova, brown and tan suit Wolverine, Storm, Captain America, Venom, all against the Annihilation wave and fighting Sentinels in a war is just pretty badass. Now Phyla-Vell is also playable in the game, and people online were kind of confused, like who the hell is she? Then you had the Pronoun Brigade flying in going, Phyla-Vell is actually a badass character, this space lesbian with a massive sword. And that may be true that she is some space lesbian, but in my opinion she was the worst part about Annihilation Conquest and the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't really care for her character because she's just some whiny lesbian, when characters like Richard Rider Nova and Star-Lord Peter Quill are much better written and far more interesting. But the weird part about this trailer that I am going to have to mention is the fact that Phyla-Vell might be a race swap. Maybe it's just because we got a short glimpse of her in the trailer, but it looks like they're making her brown or something. I don't want to say anything too soon, but if that is true, it'll be extremely annoying, because as I just mentioned, the Annihilation storyline is avoided at all costs. And now in some small little arcadey retro game, we're getting it adapted randomly. And it might not even be perfectly, because Phyla-Vell will be a race swap. Either way, I'll be playing this game, because to be honest, it just looks plain awesome, and it reminds me of the old X-Men arcade games. I don't know if anybody watching this is old enough to even remember those, but the X-Men and Marvel in general just had great arcade games back in the day. I wasn't really around back then, but I've went back and played some of them, and they truly are worth your time. But just to end this video, I'm going to touch on a bigger note that I got from this trailer. The fact that the Annihilation storyline is being adapted in some small little video game. And where is the Annihilation movie or TV show? You can get a movie and a TV show and a full series about WandaVision or Loki, but you can't get a Farscape style multi-season sci-fi epic cosmic saga that's being adapted. You can't even get one movie, and when they try it, it turns out to be crap. Like James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, which I absolutely absolutely despise. Instead of taking from the comics and taking from shows like Firefly and Farscape, instead he ripped them off, mushed them all together, and created some funny Marvel humor piece of crap. Where instead of having a great hero like Richard Rider Nova or Peter Quill Star-Lord or John Croydon or Malcolm Reynolds, you have Chris Pratt getting kicked in the nuts and just being a cock. But I don't know, maybe it's a blessing that we haven't gotten the Annihilation or Guardians of the Galaxy movie done properly. But I just know that the people at Marvel would find some way to inject woke politics into it or accentuate the stuff like Phyla-Vell being a lesbian into the story massively. So we might actually be better off that to get these amazing stories, people have to go back and read the comics and not just eat whatever Marvel slop they're fed. But either way, this new game is a step in the right direction for Marvel. And if they make more games like this that take from the comics and actually respect the characters, then we might actually be making progress in the right direction. But one thing I know for sure is that that's not going to happen with woke pieces of trash like Spider-Man 2. So this was just a quick rant, but if you made sense of anything I said in this video, do let me know and maybe consider subscribing. And if you got a frelling problem, go complain to your boyfriend.